Hey, what's going on, guys? Khordmaster here. Welcome to Mastering Chords. So have you ever heard a chord that is just waiting to be resolved? It's just waiting. You hear that? That's a sus chord, aka a suspended chord. We're going to talk about them today. I'm going to show you guys how to create both sus2 and sus4 chords on the piano. And they're really a powerful chord to have in your repertoire for producers, for musicians, etc. just because they are very useful. And we're going to talk about why they're useful as well. Let's get to it. So we talked about major and minor triads last week, right? Major and minor. So the interesting thing about suspended chords, we'll talk about suspended 2 first and then suspended 4. The interesting thing about suspended 2 chords is that it removes the minor third and it replaces it with a second. So all we're doing to create a sus2 chord is moving the minor third down a half step. So in the case of C minor, it now turns to, right? So that's that example. If we look at one more, like F sharp, for example. Okay, half step lower. All right, cool. Let's now talk about suspended 4 chords really quick. So it's kind of the same thing, but it's the reverse direction or opposite direction, right? So looking at a C major, we send the major third up a half step. F sharp, major, send the major third up a half step. We kind of see that like the suspended 2 chord gives like a bit of a floaty open field, and you probably hear that it's just kind of like it's unresolved, but like in a really beautiful way. And then sus4 chords to me sound a little bit more tense, very tense, and also waiting to be resolved. And what are these chords resolved to? You can resolve a sus2 to a major chord. You could resolve a sus4 to a major if you want. You can go in different directions. How about minor? So there's different things that you can do there, and it's kind of cool to like use sus chords at the beginning of chord progressions if you're trying to create some tension. Or you can swap them in for variety. So like if you have a chord progression that's given to you and it asks you to play and we'll talk about this stuff like inversions and stuff very soon, but a C major to G. So what if we want to, instead of playing G major, which is this, we play what? G, and the third goes up to here. So this, I want to talk about this shape here, right? So we know about, like, we can think about sus chords and shapes with inversions. And again, we will talk about this very soon, but look at this shape of a triad. Look at this shape of an inverted triad. Look at this shape of an inverted triad, right? But now look at this shape of a sus chord. Look at this shape of a inverted sus chord, right? And we'll get to all those things, very soon. You also could hear like this type of progression to like incorporate a sus2 or a sus4 chord right before playing the major triad in gospel, R&B, pop, even hip hop, in all different genres. You can definitely use them like in introductions to songs or like in bridges. All right, so yeah, that is the beauty of suspended chords. If you have any questions, feel free to drop those below. I'm also going to link a playlist with all the tutorials like this in the first comment underneath the video, as well as in the video description. So feel free to look out for that. And I appreciate you guys being here. Thank you very much for watching. Hope you have a great rest of the day and keep practicing. See you guys later. Peace.